shit's given. No shit given. No shit's given. We don't care what you think.
Welcome to No Shit's Given. I'm Chris.
I'm Ben.
Let's get to it.
What is it?
I don't know, man. I'm sick of people blowing their lawnmower clippings into the road.
Yep.
Just freaking blow it into your freaking lawn.
I always do the first lap facing in, and then you're good after that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
1 or 2 laps. That's
Yep.
it, and then you can go the other way. It's fine.
I see that all the time. And I think of you guys.
Pisses me off.
Oh yeah. Anybody riding a bike, I would pull over if I found a repeat offender.
Yeah.
Like that guy that always does it, because it happens all the time. But I would be furious.
I get aggravated.
Oh yeah.
I don't just get aggravated on the bike. Every time I wash my car, there's some asshole blowing his clippings in the road. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It's not hard.
No.
Or, I don't know, whatever. It's like, people suck.
And with that, it's been quite a week. How was your 4th?
So the fourth was pretty good. We didn't do much of anything, so that was nice.
Yep. Kind of similar. We had the grandkids for the second half of the day and did a very special fireworks that we had to do. It's put on by Short Fuse Explosive Company.
Okay.
If you don't know them, it's because you're not supposed to.
Was it you?
No.
Oh.
Nope. I couldn't do
Your brother?
Nope. I couldn't. We couldn't put on what that was. I will just tell you that I clocked it. And Lions Falls puts on a really good show.
Yeah.
So the next night we went to Lions Falls and caught that one. The first show was 7 minutes longer at a faster pace with another third at least to the finale. And there was nobody there to talk crap while it was happening. Like, it was a spectacular one. He puts one on for us every year. And
nice.
It's something super. So shout out Short Fuse. They're awesome. And we're very lucky that we get to go up and check it out. So that was really cool. And the kids had a ball with that because, we're sitting right underneath it.
Yeah. Well, we were debating what to do because the boy's not old. He goes to bed at 7 o'clock at freaking night. The fireworks weren't going to be till 9:30 in Boonville. I'm like, well, do we go down and watch them or do we just...
The Boonville ones?
It? Yeah.
Nope.
And we went down early and let them play in the park and go to the splash pad.
Yeah.
And, because there's still people down there and stuff.
Yeah.
But we got out of there at like 6 o'clock, went and grabbed something to eat quick and went home.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad I didn't stay.
When we had the old shop down there, we were there often on July 4th. Like, we'll stay and hang out and watch the fireworks. We had a pretty good parking spot, quick and easy to get out. It's not even worth it. They're very lackluster, and I've been super disappointed. So we don't even bother coming to Boonville for it.
Well, it's just the mass of people that are down there for it. It's like, I don't even want to deal with it.
Yep.
If I didn't have the trees in my backyard, I could watch it from my back porch. Yeah, no thanks.
No, we check them out. She's a fireworks fanatic, so like last year, we got like 6 days in a row of them, which was awesome. Old Forge was pretty cool.
Old Forge sucks, too. Good luck getting out of there when they're done.
Dude, I had the greatest in history entry and exit. Last year, we had nothing to do at all off on the 4th. Like, let's waste the day and go to Old Forge just to watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to be there forever. It's going to be a nightmare. It's like, all right, whatever. We got nothing going on. So we get up there at like 4 o'clock. Drive in, relatively easy getting in. I find a parking spot right in front of the fire department on the opposite side of the road, facing out, right there in that little triangle.
Yep.
Boom, parked. 10 minutes. Okay, set up your chairs. Like, all right, now we have a bunch of time to kill. Let's go over to Tony Harper's, because that's the busiest place around. There's a line. We go over there, like, this will take a couple hours. Okay. Walk up, like, how many do you need? Like, just 2 of us. Will you take it right now? Like, I'm not ready right now. So we sat down, and she's like, what can I get you? Like, I wasn't planning on eating for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm not even hungry yet. So we had a snack or whatever, grabbed little doggy bags, went up, sat and watched the fireworks. Fireworks are over, boom, fold up the chairs, throw them in the trunk. I'm out. It was like 10 minutes to get out of town. We were one of the first cars leaving, like right
That's
out.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it
was
happens.
the greatest thing ever.
Hours.
I've been trapped up there working like up an inlet or something, coming back through after the fire. Oh.
Yeah, because if you can't get the back way out, you're never getting out.
You're not getting out at
all. A
all.
lot of people don't know that way out, so I'm not telling any of you.
Right. If you know, you know.
Yeah, it's the best way out of town. But yeah, I don't deal with fireworks. I think if I was going to do it up there, I'd rent a boat.
Mm-hmm. That's really what we talked about, because we sat there so long waiting for fireworks. They were like, you can rent a boat. And so if you had a couple guys want to go in on it, that's not
Maybe
a bad
next
way.
year.
Yeah, we could do something.
Yeah, get the grandkids.
Hang out on a boat all day. And then
Get the grandkids out. I know someone that rents them.
Yeah.
So I can get a good deal on them.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
That sounds like fun.
That'd be a good 4th.
Yeah.
Spend the day out on the lake and then cruise to the pond.
Yeah.
Or at least first lake. And watch from there.
Yeah, catch some fish, throw some kids off a pontoon boat. I like that.
Let the kids swim. And...
No, throw them off the pontoon.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we haven't done much for the 4th. I just worked all weekend on it.
Yeah.
I did golf.
I got
Saturday one.
Yeah, how'd you do? I got 9 in the other day.
I played really good. We played captain and crew. And I like playing that way.
Yeah.
Because even if you have a bad shot,
You just play best ball, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but we played great. Like, we still lost because everyone played really good for some reason. But yeah, so I'm like, why don't I play this well while I'm just playing myself? I mean, every one of my shots, I'm like, oh, I'd take that. But yours is better, so I'll take that one.
Right.
We did that the whole time. My buddy's like, well, I would take that, but yours is better. The whole round.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never shoot this good. What's going on here?
Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm like, we got to play this every time. We were playing Winner Buys Drinks, so it worked out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
We don't want to be too good then.
Yeah, I'm like, that way you don't care if you lose.
Yeah, last couple times I've gone, I don't even put a scorecard in. Like, I'm just playing whatever. That's like this time, my buddy Nate got a hold of me. He's like, you want to go play 9 real quick?
Yep.
And it's like, sure. So grabbed the bag and went up, and we just chunked them around. I'm telling you, you're going to have to tell me what you want for that driver.
Okay.
You're not getting that thing back.
Okay.
I've never hit a club as good as that club in my entire life.
Well, I put that shorter, whatever it's called on it, shaft.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
went
know.
with a shorter shaft on it.
Boy, that thing is solid. I love that.
Yep.
So I was hitting some really good drives, and then I played with Nate, and he's probably got some kind of ranked handicap or something. Like, he's good.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're basically just chasing the guy around and talking to him while he's showing off.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, like, at least on the tee box, I feel like I can hang. Like, if I can hit it straight, I can hit it good and far. It just.
That's my problem is the tee box.
Yeah.
You didn't go straight.
Oh, I can drive the crap
Rest
out
of
of
my
it.
game's great.
Yeah. He helped me figure out my grip a little bit, so it helps. But still, after a few of them, you're just throwing them into the trees.
I found I play better when I drink. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just play better when I'm
Care
drinking.
less.
Yeah, I think I'm looser.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's a whatever.
That's why it's nice to go with him and just like, there's no judgment. So we're just, every time I hit one and like he crushes it and I'm like, wow, that was really good. He's like, if we were good, we'd be on TV.
Yeah.
So it makes it pretty chill to just
What
go
makes
out.
me feel better is I was watching. They had this Golf is Hard video on YouTube, and it was the pros having terrible shank shots.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it makes it feel better.
I'm okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I got to give it, like, guys like us credit. How many times a year do you actually go golfing?
Maybe 10.
Oh, geez, even more. I'm lucky if I get out 5 times.
Yeah.
So I've been out twice this year already. That's record breaking. Usually it's right before hunting season. I'm like, I want to play.
I barter for 2 memberships.
Yeah,
so.
well. You'd think I'd get something out of Woodgate for advertising for them, but no.
You gotta get that barter, hey.
Yeah, I tried that. Like, if I'm gonna put my name and help pay for your golf card thingies, like, can a brother get a round or two here?
Yeah,
like, I'm not
give me a
playing a
couple
lot.
rounds. Yeah.
I'm asking for a membership. I'm not coming over that often, but
It was the first time in a
Couple
long
coupons.
time I left with one less ball than when I came with.
wow.
Like, that never happened.
Yeah.
So.
No, I gotta make sure at least a dozen before I go.
So that's all I know. I was playing good.
Well, it's also because, like, that one will hit the trees. It's probably right there on the edge somewhere.
You don't even bother.
I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not in the fairway after the first, like, couple, nah, I'm just, whatever.
I looked.
Because I'm never going to spend $5 on a golf ball.
Right.
So,
Yeah, my golf.
Nate dug one out of the pond the other day. He's like, that's $14. I'm like, yeah, I'd get, he's got this big scooper thing so he can reach in there and just,
Yeah, my buddy's wife has one of those.
yeah. Like, well, I guess if you're paying that kind of money, That's almost as much as it cost me to play the round of golf. I'm not. Screw that.
Yeah, we'll go up to turn sometime.
Yeah.
I got a group membership to that, so don't have to pay for nothing.
All right.
That's the best.
It was cheap for 9 up there.
Yeah,
like $20.
It's not too bad.
No.
Yeah. So sold the Harley.
Nice.
Yep. Finally.
My mother wanted you to take it and put it in front of where you work at, or maybe you really don't want to sell it. Like, oh no, he really wants to sell it. But
I mean, I get a lot of traffic on my road.
that's what I told her. It's like it's not as back road as you think it is,
No.
but it is definitely not a main drag.
There's
but-
so much traffic
Yep.
on that freaking road.
Yep. So how'd you make out?
Good.
Good.
Good. Yep. Got 1,000 less than I was asking. Well, 500 less than I was asking. 1,000 less than I originally was asking.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm fine with that.
out the door.
Yep. Guy I knew.
Good.
So he called me. He's like, "Hey, that bike you have sitting out front, you selling it?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, I think I'm interested." I'm like, "Okay, come over." I'm like, "Ride it." He goes, "What?" I go, "Yeah, take it." He goes, "Okay." So he took it. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm buying it." I'm like, he's like, "You're a good salesman."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, once you ride this thing, it's
Yeah.
stupid,
Yeah.
and you're gonna want it because I still want it. It's a stupid bike." And then he let me ride it to his house because he had his truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Well, if you want today, I'll go get the title and you got the money." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Do you want to ride at your house?" He goes, "Well, you want to do one last ride before you get rid of it?" Yeah, I really, really do.
Yeah. Wait to pay me till we get to your house.
Yep. So I hopped on it and yeah.
Cool. Good for you.
He hasn't had as much tire as he
So did you
did
get the trailer?
when I sold it. Not yet. No, I'm debating what I'm going to do. My buddy's son's picking up a trailer from out in Rochester, and I want to check that out because it's a really good price. If I like that, I think I'm going to drive out and get that. It's not a deck over. It's one of the low boys, and but it has the ramps right on the back that just fold up.
Yep.
20-footer.
Perfect.
So 14,000 pound.
And the tractor will fit between the wells.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Tractor will fit. Tractor's not very wide.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
But it's, I mean, the rear end, I couldn't remember if it was wider than the car would be or whatever.
No, shouldn't
Like-
be. I'm going to measure though. I got to make sure 20-footer is okay. From loader to back of a brush hog. So,
Yeah, it's pretty long.
yeah.
Just do what everybody else does and just hang it off the back.
Yeah, well, I also wouldn't mind having a little room for additional implements.
Yeah.
Like if I want to have because I've got the a box blade too. So if I could have both on there, that'd be nice. I mean, you can always stack it. I could always put it under the front loader and just freaking put the loader on top of it.
Yeah, there we go anywhere then.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
then I bought a quick connect for the 3-point hitch. So hopefully it makes life a little easier. Just taking on and off implements. So I got to
Good.
install that this week and then figure out what I'm going to do. Figure out what I'm going to buy for a trailer. So really should just find a used one for a couple grand. But
They're hard to come by used good condition.
they are.
Because people use that.
Yeah.
So I know that our mutual friend there, the trailer I usually get, he found that one used, but that was, one of those diamonds in the rough, you can't drive past it anymore
Right.
kind of things. So it's not cheap, but
She found one on Marketplace. She's like, this one, well, it needs a wheel bearing. I'm like, I don't
I
want
saw
anything.
that. Yeah, I saw that one, yeah.
I'm like, it was smaller too,
Yep.
but I'm like, I don't want one that I have to do any work to.
No, if you want to buy something you can fix, you can find that right around here in no time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the new one's not too bad. The one he found, it was like out the door with everything was like $7,000. So for that size trailer, that's not bad.
Yeah. Brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2026. So got to take a drive for it, but
Well, I go to Rochester from time to time. I'm going in 2 weeks for a tattoo convention.
oh,
So
hey.
yeah, I'll take the truck if you want.
Yeah.
I don't mind hauling a trailer.
Yeah, so yeah, that'd be awesome actually if that works out.
If that works out, I'm more than happy to do that.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I might be doing that. We'll see. But other than that, I have to renovate the upstairs of the house. have to blow in insulation. There's the rest of the money.
Mm-hmm.
Just gone. Okay.
Adulting sucks.
Mm-hmm. Half the money goes to something I want. The
Uh-huh.
other half goes to something I need. So
Fortunately, you at least got half of it.
I know. And then I've got to submit well, I've got to pay the guy who did the installation in the house. I got to get the receipt for that, and I got to go submit that to try to get some money back.
Get your rebates.
Yeah. So, get them all I can.
Before they change it.
Yep. Before all that stuff goes away. So, but other than that, I just do nothing but work around the house. It's stupid. Yesterday I mowed lawn all day. That sucked. It was hot. I did in the morning too.
Yeah.
Man.
I looked out there this morning. I was like, nope, not doing that.
My neck is red.
Uh-huh.
So.
It's funny. It's like she's been on the whole health thing, right? And she's been doing this. So she's decided that on days like today, where because the elliptical's in the garage. So before you even get up, the garage is roasting.
Yeah.
So days like that, she's going to lay out and try and get some sun. So she's been laid out, and we've been doing stuff outside.
10 minutes?
No, 10, 15 minutes at first. Uh-oh.
This stupid thing. I hate it.
10, 15 minutes at first. And now she's working up, trying to get a tan. Upper body is tanning. Her ass and her legs are so white, they're just not taking. So she's like,
It won't take it. It's
that's
reflecting
what I
too
told
much.
her this morning. I said, your ass is literally so white.
The sun's getting tan.
It's getting reflected
right
back
back.
up in the air. So,
That's great.
yeah, I thought that was really funny.
I've wanted to drive the Chevelle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, every time I go to get in it, I'm like, yeah, it's too hot. I don't have AC.
No,
in that thing. No thanks.
You gotta have that 990 air conditioning.
I do.
9 cranks, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, so, and also I can put the little back windows down and it gives a lot of airflow.
Mm-hmm.
Still, 90-degree hot air.
Yeah.
Down the road, I'd like to put it.
But you look cooler.
Yeah. No, it looks cool. Yeah, you look cool until you get out and you're sopping wet. Yeah. That looks real cool.
Yeah.
I'll get in it at some point.
The good news is we're in the North Country.
Oh, it's going to cool down.
And I think tomorrow's supposed to be almost 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah.
So
It's supposed to rain today. That didn't happen.
That day's not over yet.
Yeah, that's true.
At least we're not going to get rain like Texas.
Jesus. How about those? Oh, man, like 25 dead, I guess, at that
At that camp, yep.
Yeah. I get 2 girls survived or something.
I haven't paid that close attention to it. It's
Yeah.
it's the news, and they just keep going on the same things. But
Is it bad? I was like, they're at summer camp. They have canoes.
Canoes,
What the
dude,
fuck?
brother, you and me wouldn't have survived in a canoe. Holy crap! Did you see the video of the water rise in that one?
I
At
saw
that
a
bridge?
time lapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 minutes, and it just fucking completely buried that bridge.
Yeah.
I looked at that as from the first responder perspective. Like, first of all, you watch these poor people, and these volunteers are walking around in the flood damaged areas, and they're looking in the trees, and as the guy that would be looking in the trees, like, you can feel for him. Like, nobody wants to look up in that tree and find what you're looking for.
Right.
You want to fail every time.
Yep.
But sooner or later, you're going to run into it, and that's just got to be so difficult for, the families and the community, of course, but these people that are coming in and volunteering, like what I would be doing,
Yeah.
the toll that's going to have to take on you is just incredible. But how could you ever prepare, can you imagine if the Black River floods 26 feet in 45 minutes,
No.
what that would look like?
That'd be close to getting my house. And my house is up.
Yeah, my house would be
high.
gone.
Yeah.
My house would be gone. Port Leyden would be gone.
Yeah.
Half of friggin' Boonville, it would just be amazing of what that would look like. So it's seeing that down there and then trying to, how would you attack that from a first responder perspective and start making rescues and things like that. Like, that's just amazing the work they're doing.
Back down?
I really don't know the answer to that
That's
question.
what I wonder. Because how long till you can get in there?
Yeah, well, I mean, your initial attacks are helicopters and stuff like that. But yeah, some of that, you weren't even driving one of those inflatable boats out in there, none of that.
Right.
So there's some real gripping interviews I've seen, like the guy that was hanging on to his wife and lost her and things like that. Like, you just can't imagine.
No.
But, the logistics, in a morbid way, the logistics of natural disasters really interest me. Because, now there's going to be lawsuits and shit, of course. I mean, how these parents aren't going to sue the camp for not taking better care. Like, warnings and everything aside, but like you're gonna, as the parent, all right, you lose your kid.
Yeah, where was the canoes?
The first thing you're doing is suing the camp, and then you sue the county for not having more oversight on the camp, and then you sue the state for not having more oversight on the county, who should have had more oversight on the camp. Yeah. So up it goes. Where is the actual accountability? Because obviously nobody did that on purpose.
Yeah, and I don't know what you can do with a flash flood.
Right. So, I mean, an act like maybe a hurricane or something would be a little different with way more notice, but like something like this, like, where would the actual accountability lie?
I don't think it's anywhere.
It's got to be somewhere.
I don't
Somebody
think so.
in the emergency management office should have made a better plan for that 100-year opportunity, or whatever these 100-year things are that keep happening every 20 freaking years.
Yeah.
But there's I know some of the people in our emergency management group, and it's on them to think outside the box, worst case scenario. So that level of government maybe is culpable.
Maybe.
So,
I remember years ago I was involved in these bird flu meetings when the bird flu was a thing. What was that, like 20 years ago?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I used to have to go to these meetings for the emergency preparedness stuff for it,
But that's that kind of thinking that saves people.
Yeah.
We didn't have the bird flu outbreak here, and it didn't get a big deal, but they had a 100-year flood in 1980, whatever. So you kind of got to look at it as, okay, this is what happened. How could it be worse? And how are we going to deal with it when it's worse?
Yeah, what are they going to do when the whole main drag burns down because they never got the codes up to freaking spec? How about that?
Yeah.
But you can put wooden buildings right in the middle of town.
They burn just as good as steel buildings.
Yeah, but they need to they're supposed to put firewalls in.
Yeah. Well, that's what saved this section from burning with the rest of it, is the brick firewalls. But
every one of them's supposed to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
well, that's also 100-something years of different kind of construction codes and whatnot as they go. So things get grandfathered in. That's okay. That now
but they could have taken this money that they're putting in sidewalks and could have gotten all the buildings up to fire code.
Oh. Yeah.
Or maybe on top of it.
Something. I guess you could probably figure out a way. I don't know how you'd put better fire breaks in this building.
You have to do steel.
Yeah.
Some kind of
but
steel.
But even like, what are you going to do? Tear out the in between the floors and then steel the whole wall? Because that, in order for it to be a fire break, it's got to be solid.
Yeah.
You can't just steel this wall and leave the gap in the ceiling.
Right.
So the expense.
Well, it has to run the whole length of the building.
Yeah.
Sure,
The one and up and down.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you do that in the middle of these
there has
brick
to be a way
road
to do
buildings.
it, though.
I think you're just counting on the fact the fire breaks in there from the brick. That's how it was
tear
built.
down every third building.
I go with the one next to me then.
Yeah. We're going to buy every third building out. You store down.
Yeah. That'll be cheap.
Yeah. I don't know. You see the money they're spending?
Yeah, I do. The construction that's happening around here is great. We made out one day because we were off for 2 days, and that was when they decided to do the corner right in front of the shop.
Okay.
So we luckily haven't lost any parking issues or had any issue with that.
When the hell are they going to do the road? That's going to be a mess. You know when they're going to do it? 2 weeks.
Right before the fairs?
County fairs?
Yeah.
That's when they'll do it. Yep.
We're thinking about doing a float in the fair this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to get a sign on my truck.
I've got maybe it'll work for yours too. I've got my tonneau cover covers all the post holes.
Yep.
All right, except for the back two. So I'm thinking of taking a couple 2x4s and cutting them down and fitting them in there, and then putting the billboard that we have that's about to go up on 26.
Yep.
It's just a 8-foot sheet of plywood, and then screwing that right to it.
Yeah.
And then I'd have an 8-foot by 4-foot billboard around the back of the truck. So
my idea,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to take, because they're banners, they're like 3.5 foot long or something. So I was getting wooden posts, drilling holes, connecting them, and then I was going to, because I got the cleats, I was going to shove them inside the cleats, and then, had it stretched out. Well, yeah, it's fine. You put them in the cleats, and then they go. Yeah. So that dumb idea.
You got to make a whole frame.
No, you know what I decided to do? I am ordering flagpole holders.
Mm-hmm.
4 of them that clamp onto the truck bed. And then I'm going to attach the things to the flagpole holders. I'll have 2 on each side because I got 2 posters.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Attach them to that, stretch it out, lock them in place. They're not going nowhere. That's plan B. Don't know what plan C is. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't like being in parades anyway.
The Boomsville one especially seems to always be crap weather.
Yeah.
So, but it's the one like good for us right here.
Yeah.
And all that. So
the other one is better.
The lava one.
Yeah, it's way bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't
want to do that one either.
Yeah.
My old man will be here though. I'll send him. Have fun.
We did the Lions Falls one.
Yeah.
And usually I take the fire truck, but we had a guy drive the truck this time, and so I put the girls in the back, and we just rolled through that one, throw candy and stuff. It's good. My wife does not need to advertise. We're busy enough, all that, but the other two. So really, with Steph getting going, pumping her face out there is
business
really,
cards with it.
Oh yeah, my wife is the child whisperer. Always has been. When back in the day, we nicknamed her Mariah McPoppins.
Yeah.
All right. So we had the grandkids over. We've got 2 giant bags of candy and a couple 100 business cards that need to be attached.
Yep.
She turned them suckers right into an assembly line. They're sitting there tweetling and doodling and going right along, tape, card, sucker, boom, done right. Nice. And so we cranked it right out, and so they were at the parade. They were super pumped. And of course, it's really funny because they're girls, of course. And so, this blue lollipop matches this business card. We should pair these together. I'm just sitting there just laughing, but essentially,
if they were boys, they were like, click,
5 of them,
lollipop.
5 of them, and they'd be done eating candy, right? So they had a heck of a time doing that, and Ryan loves doing that stuff with them. So, and Grandpa didn't have to tape anything to a business card.
Perfect.
So it works out great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I got artistic over the weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That came out good. What else did you do to it?
So I just did I show you the finished one?
It was there was no lettering or anything
no,
on it.
I didn't do any lettering.
Yeah.
I just did the barn. So I did a Harley Davidson deer mount.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the skull. I got it all cleaned, and then I got to paint it all orange. I did a black board with the Harley Davidson barn shield in orange.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about as artistic I get, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually autistic, but I did a little bit of artistic stuff over the weekend.
I saw that. You sent the picture of it, and I thought, you ought to bring it over and have her letter that for you.
Yeah.
And, just have her put the lettering in the shield and everything and look really sweet like that.
Yeah.
But we've already been contacted by Harley Davidson, told to stop doing that kind of thing. So I don't know if legally I can get away with it just being a good friend to you.
Yeah.
So come see me later.
Yeah, I mean, I got that far. I wasn't going to dare do the lettering myself. It would look so bad if I did it. So.
Back when we were super broke, she'd do wood burnings and stuff to sell. And we'd advertise them on Facebook. You could buy them, could get a hold of me. And so one day, we checked the mail, and this envelope comes in. It's got Harley Davidson's logo on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, well, I wonder what this is about. Open it up.
Cease and desist.
Open it up, cease and desist. If you continue to use our trademark for your personal profit, you will be seeing our lawyers. I'm like, wow, they got way more lawyers than I've got.
Yep.
And they got way more money. So we're going to stop doing that.
Yeah.
We were really
I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah. We're not.
No one else. I'm not selling it.
Actually, we're not doing it.
Yeah. So I painted the orange on, and then I took painter's tape and I just laid it down. And I hand drew the barn shield, and then I took a razor blade and I just cut it
out. Yep.
Pulled it off, and then just shot black.
It looked good.
Yeah.
It does look good. That's a nice buck.
Yeah, not bad. A little 7-point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That 6 I got up at camp, I think, was bigger though. A little bit.
This
bigger.
one's wider.
They're about the same.
This one's
this
definitely
one's a little
wider.
Yeah. But, yeah, they're all going up my man cave that I'm going to build here in the next month or so.
Oh yeah, that's what's happening up there.
So no, half of it's going to be a guest bedroom.
Oh.
The other half's going to be my man cave, so I can get my guns, my bows, my booze, and everything else away from the kids.
Right.
So
the moral of the story is, once you're married with children, you're relegated to the attic.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a TV. I'm going to have a recliner. I'm going to have bourbon. And I'm going to have all my other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Send me up there.
Yeah. With a lock on your side of the door.
Yeah. Both sides.
Well, yeah. But I want to make sure that once you're in there, you can lock everybody
Exactly.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, that can just be a hook and eye. They can't open it after that.
Yep.
So, yeah. That's the plan. Go
Cool.
a little bar, put a TV up there.
Oh. Speaking of cool stuff like that, you know anybody that taxidermies fish? Locally.
No. Doesn't Tripons do it?
No.
He doesn't do fish?
Nope.
No. I have no
Okay.
idea.
I don't either. And I, unfortunately, haven't ever got a fish to be taxidermied. Thank you, Mariah.
Right.
So, a client came in the other day, and her son had caught a 6-pounder bass, and he was real young. They were pumped about it, so she wanted to have it taxidermied. And there used to be a guy out in Deer River that did it, but he was old.
I think the guy in Foresport does it.
20 years ago, the guy in Forest, I don't know. There's a
Or
guy.
is he still open?
I don't
On
know.
28. It's on the right-hand side, but where they do the popcorn, the kettle corn.
I'll have to check it out.
They might do it. If he's still open,
Mm-hmm.
I think he did it.
So I have a friend of mine that has done some stuff for me, and he definitely wasn't in for that. I guess it's pretty technical trying to do a fish.
I think there's a company online. They don't do your.
Yeah, they send you a
fish.
fiberglass.
Yeah. So if you do all the measurements, you have all the pictures.
Yeah, I've seen it because they can airbrush it to make it look the same and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think I would do that.
They'll last longer.
But yeah, if I could.
If you can.
You got to get the fish. You got to make sure you have all measurements and pictures of the measurements, and then do the. Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
It has like a whole you bring out a whole freaking sheet.
Oh yeah,
that
I
has,
imagine.
Okay, this is what you.
I can't imagine what you would need to know. Like I know the criteria. Excuse me. I know the criteria I need to know to make an online tattoo appointment.
Yeah.
And that's not circumference of the tail and diameter of the lips.
Yeah.
Like I can't
Measure
imagine.
from nose to fork.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, to the dorsal fin. Like
Yeah.
that would be complicated. So I just wondered if you knew anybody that did that.
No, that's the only thing I know you can get done. But I think maybe Foresport, he might do it.
Mm-hmm.
I forget even.
See, like the mammals and stuff, like all my hides and stuff that's easy. You can find people to do that.
Yeah.
I got my raccoon back the other day, dude.
Did
You should see the size of this hide.
Nice.
It was almost a 40-pound raccoon.
You didn't get him stuffed?
No, I didn't.
Should have. You could have put it on your bear mount.
How many?
That was a big raccoon.
It was a big raccoon, and that's why I didn't. If it had been smaller, maybe I would have.
Yeah.
But it was, it was primed for right and perfect time of the season.
That bastard could be fighting with your little bears there.
That one little bear, yeah.
That's what you should have done. Have
Bear
the smaller bear and the raccoon fighting each other in a mount.
over a corn pile.
Yeah.
I've seen deer fighting raccoons over corn piles.
Did you?
Yep. That's funny.
Have it over a dumpster. That fits in around.
Yeah. We I don't know how many more full mounts I'll do. There's only so much space in my living room.
Yeah.
So the bigger, like this, like my first stuff, I want to keep one of everything in my firsts.
Yep.
Unfortunately, my fisher has spoiled, so I won't get my first fisher. But the next now I'm only in for a huge fisher.
Yeah.
So if I get one of those, I might full mount that. But I got the otter, I got the bobcat, I got the coyote, I got the 2 bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think about having to downsize my furniture to start putting anything else in there.
This is another reason my wife's happy to let me make a man cave.
Because
Upstairs.
all that stuff goes up there.
All my outdoor stuff
Yeah.
goes right up there.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to see it. She hates that stuff.
Yeah. Nobody hates it. Like my wife loves it. She's down for it. My mom came up one time.
Oh, yeah, she's the one that's got the buck mounted on the wall.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
My mom came up one time and tried to tell us we should put them in the closet or something and change the whole deal around. And I was like, honest to God, those 2 bears that are decorations in my living room cost more than the couch that you're sitting on to look at them.
Yeah.
So, they're not getting put in a closet or put upstairs in a man cave. That's right front and center.
No.
They might get moved to the other side of the living room. We were looking at furniture the other day because she's sick of it. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And so we looking, if you're going to get furniture and how we do things, like if I want something, I want all of it. I don't want to buy a compromised version.
Right.
I want, if I want, and I don't, it was her idea, but the heat, the massage, the recline, the electric, everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you want all that, get all that. Don't get half of it.
Right.
Well, goddamn, have you seen the prices of all that?
Stupid.
Right?
Any furniture.
Right. I was like, holy shit. So
My wife wants a sectional.
Oh, well.
They're dumb. And if we're getting a sectional, I want a reclining sectional.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to be able to have my chair. So I want to be able to recline.
Right. So we got the sectional with my recliner.
Yeah.
And she wants to skip that and go with the love seat and the couch, which could work until the kids all come over.
Yeah.
And then we're down on seating. So I feel like if we're going to do the couch and the love seat, then the chair's got to come with it.
Yeah.
And so, we'll at least have 6 or 7 spots for people. Like the grandkids are little now, but in 2 more years they're not going to be.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll check it out. So we went furniture shopping.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And we found what we're looking for.
Yep.
Which was stupid. And so
Did you buy it?
No. We heamed and hawed. You could finance and do this
No,
and
bring
that.
cash. Get
Oh
a
yeah.
deal.
Well, yeah, that's how we normally do it. But right now, I didn't just exactly feel like carrying $10,000 in cash down here because I wasn't planning on spending $10,000.
Yeah.
But that's what about roughly it's about $8,500 for the set.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And so he's like, you could do this and you could finance it. I'm like, all right. I understand the pitfalls. I'm an adult. I know it's cheaper to buy it in cash, but buy it now for financing. Really, the way that things go around here, it's not inconceivable that in less than the 12 months of 0% financing, I can pay this off and not have it be a big deal. And so he's like, it's like $660 a month.
Yeah.
Like, nope. I was like, that lands somewhere between my car payment and my mortgage.
Yeah.
And both of those things are way more important
not
than
for
your furniture.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll revisit this later. So she was looking at this, I call it the towel couch. Super soft and fuzzy, but it looks like a beach towel covers it.
What?
Oh, yeah, God. It was super comfortable.
Yeah.
For probably sitting on during the winter, maybe, but like, the texture of it, I was sitting there like, this is not going to work. Yeah. So
I like leather, but my wife will not let us get leather again.
The leather, it depends on the leather. Mm-hmm. Like the leather, you've been on my sectional.
Yeah.
All right, that's that weird leather. Mm-hmm. The newer, softer suede leather, that's nice, and you don't stick to it like you do with the cheaper stuff, which is where she's at right now. Is it's hot and sticky in the summertime, and she's sticking to the leather couch. She hates it.
Right.
So let's go spend $10,000 on a new set because these ones are that broken. So eventually, we'll get new furniture, and when we do, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't going to be this week. That was crazy. That one, the whole set wasn't even on the website, so we didn't go there looking for that one. We were looking for a different, cheaper version, and then we found that. I'm like, well, then why the hell would we waste that if that's what you want?
Right.
This has the legit massage, not just a little vibrating thing. It's got the pneumatic airbags, and it's cool, and that would be nice. But wow,
who wants a vibrating massage?
Yeah,
no.
Some girls.
Yeah, it has to be really tough vibrating massage though.
Yeah. So I think you file that in the no shits given, not paying $10,000 for furniture.
Yeah, well, people are fucking financing everything now.
Mm-hmm.
People finance fucking fast food.
I saw that. You could finance your DoorDash or something, right?
What the hell's wrong with people?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. I thought
4 easy payments of $9.95.
How can that be a
for your
thing?
pizza and wings.
Right?
Fuck that.
And then everybody wonders why credit scores are terrible.
Yeah, and why everyone's broke. Yeah.
Stop spending money you don't have.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
No.
I've made it this far. And that's why historically, I can obviously go get the credit card whenever I want, but I do not travel with anything other than cash in my pocket. She can be responsible for the credit stuff and all that, but I know Ben, I know I spend money, and I know if I can't reach in my pocket and haul any more out, that means I'm done.
Yep.
That's it. So I don't roll with much cash on me, even mostly, because I'll figure out a way to waste it.
No, I'll bring a few $100 on vacation. Mm-hmm. But we have the debit card, and ours has rewards. People are always like, I use a credit card because of the rewards. My freaking debit card has rewards, which is awesome. You know, I found out, I was at Walmart one day. They're like, would you like to use your $10 in cash back? I'm like, yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you giving me this? I have no idea.
No question.
But I'm going to take it. And then I got looking at my debit card online. They're like, oh, yeah, you can cash in your rewards for my airplane tickets or money back or whatever. I'm like,
you're not
sweet.
Not Community Bank, apparently.
No, it's a credit union.
Community Bank debit card doesn't work in Florida.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I've used it down there before.
Not in Daytona, anyways.
Really?
And we got caught.
How is that?
I don't know.
Wait, like getting money out of the ATM?
Yep.
Or like...
Couldn't get money.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So
I mean, you could use it as a credit card.
Well, maybe I don't know. Like I said, I don't do that.
Visa.
We couldn't get money off it. I know that, and that was the issue we had. So we ended up transferring money out of my bank account and my mom's account and pulling cash and having to screw around. So
join the credit union.
I don't need another credit card.
No, it's a debit card.
All of our other accounts are through all that. So
yeah,
I doubt she'll change anything. But
I moved all my accounts.
You just know now.
All my accounts were there.
Yeah.
And they pissed me off one day. They wanted to charge me $5 for a checking account because it didn't have $500. I had 3 checking accounts. All the rest had thousands of dollars in it. But they want to charge me because I don't have $5.
I got a notice about that the other day. Well, now I've got camp all secured in my name.
Yeah. Nice.
Right? Yeah, it is super nice. So all the lease paperwork, all that's done. So now we pay it.
Yeah.
And we are down members. So we have an account at the bank that is a camp account that everybody put their money into. Yep. And then one guy took money out of, and we almost had him arrested for it. Oh, yeah. It was you.
Oh.
Remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that. How the hell did that happen?
You had bought something and put the wrong card number in. Okay. You had transferred or something around. Yeah. And so when she went and checked the account, we were down like $200, and she was ready to have that son of a bitch arrested.
I forgot about that.
She did everything right up to the call the cops part, and then she came out to the truck and said, "This is what's going on." I was like, "Wait a minute, let me think this through."
I think because I had a picture of the card for something, and I meant to use my card because I had a picture of my card too, and I just grabbed the wrong account.
And it worked out. It worked out fine. I mean, it was your money.
Well, I know where it is. You know I got it.
Yeah, it was your money. You almost got arrested for taking your own stuff.
That's funny.
But that account has been pretty much just inactive for years now, and so we got a notice the other day, like, you got to do something about this, either use it or change it or close it. So, like, what's it hurting?
Right.
It's just another number in a file in a computer somewhere. Yeah. Like, there's
money. It's not
even
real.
Right.
Not even real money.
Yeah, it's not even money that you were even holding on to. So
it's stupid. None of it's real.
The cash I got in my hand is real, and that's the way I operate. Yep.
Yeah. You know how much digital money I play with on a regular basis? I'm moving shit around, different accounts, different investment accounts, all this bullshit, because I play with that shit. I move money all the time, and it's like nothing. It's like just hitting a few buttons on a phone. It's stupid. It's not real. I wish I could know how to manifest it.
Right. Into real.
Yeah. Let's make all of this so I can just create it. I just want to put extra zeros.
Well, you got to figure out how to make the next Bitcoin or whatever. Just dream up something that we're all supposed to just take advantage of.
Yeah. That's not real either.
No.
It's going to be worth more than $1 soon, though.
No, it's because we're running the dollar into the ground.
Oh, I think that'll be for another episode.
How are we running the country into the ground?
Well.
Dollar at least?
Yeah, I think so. I think the dollar's gone to shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it has much to do with us as it does other countries, but anyway.
We can get into that.
That's a different show.
All right.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that bullshit.
See you next week, possibly. Somebody's waiting for a baby, so if we miss next week, don't be mad.
She's going to pop anytime, so there might be a week or two where, who knows.
Maybe we'll get a guest spot. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Peace out.
See you.
No shit in one. No shit in one. No shit in one. We don't care what you think.